Okay, here we go.
No, she's
She's in seven.
yeah,
Two daughters. at
Hey.
Walmart last night.
yeah. They're gonna last a couple things.
Hey, here we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, it's 9:30. Call the meeting to order. First item is approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. It's approved. Next item, minutes of the August 16, 2022 board meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any question or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Transfer 200,000 general supplemental funds to employee health fund. A couple weeks ago, Teresa came and said that her health fund was getting considerably low. And it would appear that if it kept up like it was, she wouldn't have enough for her next payment for it. So Kelly moved this money.
Move to approve the transfer. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We're into our regular time now that people have got their tax bills. For those who, some are new and some are ones that we usually suspend their property taxes. This first one is a tax suspension under Iowa Code 427.8, one that we've done in the past.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. The next one is a tax suspension under 427.9. This lady has been under 427.8, where we approve it for a couple years, but she's now in a nursing home. When you're in a nursing home, it's automatic that you get your taxes suspension. So she's moved to the DHS code section 427.9.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Tax suspension under Iowa Code Section 427.8. This is a new one. The person hasn't worked for several months.
Move to approve.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. And the last one for this agenda, tax suspension under Iowa Code Section 427.8. We've done this one once before.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Resolution 42, 2022, correcting taxes due January 1, 2020, payable in 21-22.
So let's see, we have two different ones. So on the first one, apparently they changed the class from multi-residential to just residential. So they got like commercial on part of it and residential on the other. Well, and they made it all residential. We had taken off the homestead for whatever reason, so they paid all their taxes this year. So we're just gonna give them the credit they would have got last year and the credit they get this year on this year's taxes.
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Does that take care of both of them?
Yep.
Letter of support for county conservation grant application. Brian had mentioned to me that, I guess it was your contact about the sports complex. You found that there were a lot of it going to conservation and trails. And I met with the board member and with Rick about the possibility. They had asked for a little over 700,000 before, which it didn't appear that we had that much. So I asked Rick if he could maybe break that up and we could do this as American Recovery dollars. It's cutting it close to what we have left, but we still have a little bit of a cushion if some of the projects overrun. So Rick's got some comment. I haven't seen changes yet on what you might do as a phased in program.
We'll go look at some other funds for some of the other costs. For like the playground's 100,000, so I'd go after a Walmart grant for that. We use some of the REAP dollars that the Conservation Board has access to that we get annually from REAP, so we built that up a little bit. I'd also put into for a REAP grant to help bridge that and those types of things to help defray the cost from just directly to the county. Plus, you know, that estimate is an estimate. It may come in 100,000 less or 50,000 less. Can't bank on that, but there's some things like that that we can do in house with the gravel, the rock and such stuff, which would be cheaper than just paying some firm to gravel it all.
So you're looking at doing the project as proposed all in 1 year, but getting the
No, I
remainder.
wouldn't say that all 1 year, because there'll be pieces like maybe the playground equipment that would be done later, a year or so later. Probably the main part I'm trying to get done in 1 year is if we tear everything up with the septic and the water lines and electric lines, try to do that in 1 year, because that was supposedly shut the campground down for a period of time while that excavation was going on and that trenching. And then I would have to talk to the Huffpet people about the shower house and say, if we just lay the foundation and the piping and cap it with tape, duct tape, and we delay the building wall till another year, maybe that would delay that cost to the next year or something.
You know, when I was in charge of and this one, you were a little kid probably. When I was in charge of the campground here, we were going to build a shower building and extension. And we talked to the building and trades people, and they had some young people that were just in building and trades. They volunteered to build the building just as a project. They didn't charge the city anything. I don't know if they do that anymore or not, but it's certainly something we can look at. But this here is a commitment of $500,000 toward the project. He'll turn this into Area 15. I'll do the application.
The application's pretty well already done, right? You're just kind of waiting on this.
Yeah, work with Chris.
Well, as Jerry had said, kind of through Rick and other contacts with it, it seems like they've kind of done a bit of a 180 on this grant. Now, sports facility is still hopeful. I mean, there's still a lot of money left. But it sounds like they're really filling in the county conservations and stuff like that. So we want to make sure we get a piece of it anyway. And this is something that will make money after it's built. It's, as we said in the very beginning, and in spending these ARPA funds, we want it to go to projects as best we can, like the windows, but maybe we don't see dollars coming in, but it sure ain't dollars going out. It's going to be a lot more energy efficient. This project's going to be one of those that we're going to see dollars coming in, and it's going to more pay for it. So I mean, it's an investment, that a business investment that's going to make money.
Yeah, we know that we've got all the demographics. We keep track of who stays in our campground, where they're from, how far they're away. It's all, and Chris got all that. He's putting all that in the ground on the grant. Our average stay is 2 nights because we don't have a septic system. We know that by putting a septic system out, treat to a 4-night average, which would be more revenue. We know that now that we can offer, if we offer septic with this, we'll double our fee per night. We'll go to, if we can go to 25 sites, that's a lot more than 9. And then we can also go to an online reservation system through Lake County Parks, and that's another $10 if you want to reserve online, extra money. But that's what people like to do. If they're going to travel, they want to guarantee they got a spot. And so all this direction will increase our revenues for the camping facility.
Well, I'd make the motion to approve letter of support.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Approved. And I talked to Chris down at Area 15 this morning, and he was asking about this, and I said, we haven't met yet. We're going to meet pretty soon, and we'll take care of it.
I know I got to meet with him as soon as I get done checking on other things.
So what's the overall scope of this project then?
What do you mean cost?
No, just like what you guys are doing.
Going
down
from
there.
9 campsites to like 23.
Okay,
So that would be a lot more sites. There'd be pull-through sites, which people like instead of just back-in sites. There'd be 4 of those.
okay,
We would have a shower house that's not there now in the campground with 4 stalls. And There'll be 4 showers and toilets in the same building. Right now, our shower house is over by the Red Hay Barn, but we have a conflict and we have a big wedding reception there. And the people kind of go there in the middle of wedding receptions, take showers. And then people are using it with a regular reception, they're using the restrooms a lot. So this will help then convert the 2 shower stalls and the 4 bathrooms at the Red Hay Barn, eventually make that 4 just bathrooms for to more serve the people that use the Red Hay Barn for the reception. And then the shower house, the 4 shower and bathrooms would be in the campground, which would be another benefit. Plus, there would be septic systems in the campsite, so they wouldn't have to leave. And then, upgrading, and we're upgrading all our electric, our boxes right now would be better boxes, default breakers on or things like that for safety concern. Just a lot of upgrades that people are used to in more modern parks.
Right.
And that, it'd be much more draw a lot more people to that, and then we would come out county parks just by having online reservation. If they think they're traveling through Wapello County, and hey, let's stop there for 3 nights, they got online reservation, and once they get used to it, then they would book 3 nights, and that would make people want to stay more often in longer periods in Wapello County.
So you're basically also more than doubling the number of campsites that are already existing.
Nearly
Doubling
tripling.
in doubling the cost.
Almost tripling now.
We're going 9 to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll go from $12 to $20, $25 a night. So all that should project, if it's right, $60,000 more in revenue annually, if at all. That's ballpark.
Right. Is there like a lot of, tree clearing and stuff like that you're gonna have to do, or is
No,
it
just
all-
leveling of dirt because that part of the park will slope off a little bit. So just backfilling some areas, take the slope away,
Okay.
but not really any tree clearing. Then eventually, well, we put shade shelter, different things.
And did you mention dump station? When
Yeah.
it's at the dump station too? Anything else? Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other business? Treasurer's investment report for July of 2022.
Move to accept and file.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We had a pre-construction meeting here the other day. Kelly and I was at for the windows. And we had 3 contractors. The 4th contractor is called and talked. So it looks like we do have some competition there. We'll be taking bids on the 31st for the windows. And have you had a chance to get a hold of the broadband guy?
Yep, they're gonna be here tentatively next Tuesday.
That will be giving us an update as to what progress they've made on moving the broadband up to Davis County and where they're at and what they'll need in Wapello County. I believe we pledged 1.3 million and we've given them a little over 700,000 already. So it's progressing, but the public really doesn't know how it's progressing yet.
Is that going to be coming right past Pioneer Ridge? It's already there. It's already there.
Do you have any update on the Walk Bridge?
I sent the bore sample test to them the other day and the core stuff they haven't heard back. So
Okay. Anything else to come before the board?
Yeah, Jerry, last week at city council, Phil had talked a little bit about the changes in the ATV laws that went into effect. I think it was the 1st of July. And I just kind of wondered where the county stood, because you do have some jurisdiction over some of the secondary roads that ATVs can travel on. What kind of are the rules, I guess, now in place, in the county as far as driving them, or if you see, foresee any changes that the county's gonna have to make, to, get more in line, I guess, with the new laws that passed.
Well, as far as getting in line, we had an ordinance already that covered this, and some of the things were already using the language that the state used. But what pretty much happens is ours is out the window and theirs, And we worked on that for several months. We worked with the dealers and the public, but the state took it over now, so we don't have really very much to say about it. So when, in talking to the recorder, pretty much we're just going by the state code. We've not changed anything, but ours will be out the window.
How much?
There wasn't a lot of changes, I don't believe, in between the state code and our code, like Jerry said. I think so many of these counties kind of had a similar, I mean, we looked at several different counties when we did this, kind of mirrored theirs. So really, I think probably the biggest change is, I think we're gonna lose some money from licensing or permitting, and the state will take. So, you know, is the state doing it to help you UTV, ATV people, or is it a way for them to put some more money in the state coffers? Who knows? I know.
Big thing is the state's requiring you have to have lights, turn signals, horn, and the whole thing, just like a regular automobile now. So 35 mile an hour top speed, I think.
So when did you guys pass your ordinance then regarding this?
2 years
A
ago,
couple years ago.
Okay.
All of 19.
fall of 19, about 3 years.
So was being 18 years old then part of that, or is that something that, you know, is new that has to?
No, I think ours was
I think
18.
we had
Yeah,
18 in there.
18 in
Yeah, you could probably, I can get you a copy, or you could stop just at the recorder's office and she could give you a copy of our ordinance. Kelly has it too in our ordinances, so they can give you a copy so you can see exactly what the changes are.
Okay.
Really, the state's not saying much except that, you know, they view Wapello County a lot because like we're kind of like a leader, you know, in the state. And so what they do is they saw what we had done and they thought, man, that is a good idea. They've taken care of the people that drive and they've taken care of the people that sell. Let's mirror what Wapello County. Now, I'm not for sure that's what happened, but that's a guess that because it's so close to the same.
Because I think the city's ordinance right now is like 15 miles per hour on city streets, and I guess what they passed, I mean, they could go up to 35 if they wanted to. And
Right.
some
They
council
can't even
members-
be on the streets of the city, can
I didn't-
they? I
I
just
didn't
seen
think
that
they
the
could
other
be
day.
on.
Not right now, no.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people want them to take a look at it. And evidently there's people that are violating that
Oh, yeah.
evidently. And driving even at that faster than 15 miles per hour. So I don't know how problematic that,
And they don't have the
Become
proper
or-
equipment either.
what's that?
They don't have the proper equipment on the machine.
If you look at the small towns, it's hard to go through their town and not see someone on a golf cart, you know, going through the town. So,
Yeah, agency's a big, I know they're a big golf cart community, so.
Yeah.
you got my message, didn't you, about 11 o'clock?
Right.
Anything else to come before the board?
Well, good job.
All in favor, say aye.
Right.
I thought my grandson was a